Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today, no video dissection, none of that. Today I wanted to focus on mental health, being that my last video was about the therapist that needs therapy. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, in this world that we live in, and I think the biggest struggle is simply this. You have a problem living in your reality versus the morals and social standards that you grew up knowing, and it's challenging each other. In other words, the world is telling you that you're going to get a certain result if you try something other than what you've been taught. It's telling you everything you've been taught morally is wrong, and to go ahead and try something else with there won't be any repercussions. What they do is they romanticize these certain things that go against everything, and they romanticize those good things that come out of that, but they don't tell you. It's classic marketing. They don't tell you, and the conversation is never the repercussions that come from that. The conversation is you'll feel so much better if you are you. And that's where mental health nowadays is going wrong. It tells you to have a lack of respect for time. It tells you time, the most precious thing on earth, is the only thing that you can't buy, you can't get back once you've lost it. Okay? But they tell you to have a lack of respect for it. It tells you to compromise yourself and who you really are and who you really want to be until you're ready to be, until you find yourself in the perfect situation to be what you want to be. All right? Which actually keeps you from having the things that you actually want. Because being who you want to be, for one, it attracts what you want. And not only that, it's a complete compromise. It has you dealing with a bunch of shit that you're going to take into that situation once you get that situation, or once that situation becomes available for you. So that has an effect on what you're bringing into your life, because you have a different mindset because you're dealing with these other people, and that's going to have an effect on what you actually want. At the end of the day, we're sitting back, and especially as black people, we sit back and we talk about, we're arguing about who does what and who should do what and who should do this and who should do that in a relationship. And typically what a relationship is, we forget to be ourselves. You know what we do? We go ask somebody who can't relate to what it is that we're going to, what it is, the life that we're trying to get to. We ask somebody who is on a different level than that. Okay? And we ask them for advice. A lot. And it's okay to have friends who want to help you, or whatever the case may be, and friends that you may go and their sounding boards, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you still have to take you into consideration. You can't just do shit because someone says this is the right thing to do and this is the wrong thing to do. What about you? This is your life. This is your happiness that we're talking about. See, at the end of the day, the best teacher for what you want and what your happiness is going to be and what it's going to come out of is you. So many times we sit back and we listen to what everybody else around us has to say about what our life is, and people talk you out of your own happiness because you can't see that what you want is actually right there in front of you. And we've been conditioned by this world to say, hey, it's nothing. If someone doesn't accept you as you are in that moment, it's nothing. But a lot of times, the person who wants to accept who you want to be and wants to grow with who you want to be, they already in your life. But the world has told you that if they leave, so be it. So then you find yourself in so many situations, in and out of so many situations, and you find yourself bitter. With every person you come in contact with every person that you allow into your life, they are going to affect your life and affect your way of thinking. The happiest people on earth have small circles. People who genuinely care about them are the people who they spend time with, get to know, allow into their life, allow into their situations, or whatever the case may be. That's a very small number. But when you're willing to take the advice from anybody willing to give it, as long as they're telling you exactly what you want to hear, this is why our mental health is fucked up, because we find ourselves living for everything that anybody else has to say. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have, like the last video, you have this woman who comes up and she's supposed to be a therapist. Are you asking men to get therapy so that they can understand themselves, or so that they can understand you better? Show off.